Thank you, Lee. It's been a great first day, guys. Really enjoying the conference. I realize you all want a beer, so we'll try to make this as quick as possible, but still give you the information that we're here to give you. A couple of years ago, we did the presentation and told you all about the devastation and the immediate aftermath and the response and start of SCIRT. And I think it'd be quite interesting to tell you where all of the engineers that were here with us, there was a few more of us last time, what they're up to these days, and the progress of the rebuild. So the reality is that, look, we still remember this like yesterday. It was 4:35 a.m. in September and 12:51 just after lunch in February, the devastating quake that killed 180 people. The aftershocks, there was lots of them, but they mainly stopped. In the last 6 months, we felt only the occasional quake. But mind you, most of us still on a high alert, mainly when a bus or a train passes by the building and rattles it. Of course, most of you probably wouldn't have noticed that. So our lives have changed in this very short report. Well, I hope that you find something positive after all that sadness. On a serious note, 1,000 buildings have been demolished in the CBD. It is quite unbelievable and really difficult to illustrate. 151 Kilmore Street, the Elliott Sinclair offices pre-quake in red. The day after the earthquake, there was lots of damage, liquefaction, broken roads, collapsed buildings. It followed by demolition and the construction began. 2 years later, all of the areas in yellow are sites that have been cleared. And all the areas in between are sites that will be demolished or have been demolished by now. And the location of our old offices is now a new medical facility. This is the only building in that city block. The road is still a dirt road, but this is a sign of a progress. Last year, the city kicked into a new phase. More city areas and businesses are now open, and a new temporary cardboard cathedral has opened, while the city and the church and the community decides what to do with the historic stone structure. The cathedral in red at the square, it suffered quite major damage during the two earthquakes, and the subsequent aftershocks caused the entire front facade to collapse. And again, this time last year, all of these sites have been demolished. The Royal Commission investigated performance of people and systems during the earthquakes. One part of the inquiry focused on the CTV building collapse during the February quake, which resulted in the loss of 115 lives. Closure for the victims' families is vital, and I hope we will see some tangible changes and accountabilities as a result. The CTV building site is shown in red, and the location of the new temporary cathedral shown in blue. It took days to check the site for survivors and fight the fires. But slowly after the site was cleared, demolition started in the area, and soon enough you could see the footprint of the new cathedral. And again, here are the sites that are now clear. These are just 3 small areas of the CBD, and there are many more just like these. And one could say the virtually entire CBD has been demolished. We can probably share quite a few stories about the bureaucracy, the insurance, what may be or may not be covered, how you pay for insurance, and you may see little for it. Many in our city still wait to hear about their claims and where they're going. For example, my house is still under assessment almost 4 years after we've lodged our claim, and my daughters, who are 4 and 2, don't know anyone else but the parents that are stressed over the claims. But funny enough, we are the lucky ones. We have friends without insulation, with plastic for windows, plywood for walls, no cladding, and absolutely no idea where they're going. So you can imagine how depression and anxiety sets in, and I'm told it is widespread. No matter how resilient people look and how well you know them, the chances are they went through or are going through rough times. And to add to this stress is the floods 2014 in Flockton Base in Christchurch, and just 2 weeks ago, devastating floods in Northland. So if you have families in those two areas, you've been in twice. But looking ahead, Christchurch is really about its people. It's about those who live there, those that work there, and those that are helping us do the rebuild. Things like these, I think they really help lift the morale. So looking at a few faces, here is the SCIRT General Manager. He's responsible for all of the roads, services, and infrastructure rebuild. But truly, this guy's the boss. Our festivals and entertainment have returned, which is vital to our recovery. And, well, the contribution of the Australians to the well-being of New Zealanders has been noted. Here is the image of the, what we call a pool cam, and the pressure system team, the communications team that goes around and convinces us all that pressure system SCIRT is the way to go. And I don't know how you could say no to these guys when they come in with a lovely green lid and they tell you that it will stand proud in your front lawn. So we just had to have one. More than 100 bridges are in a very similar state. And it is quite vital in our city of rivers that these remain open. There's one big pipe, one big hole, and the road is closed. Measuring wastewater manholes has been a lot of fun for our surveyors. And funny enough, no complaints by the smell. But now turning the page to something more pleasant. These are my favorite places to write 12D macros, and these all have reopened, and it's absolutely wonderful to see the city life return. And it has only been possible because of the people behind the rebuild. The movers and shakers behind the 12D rebuild, and after 2 years of service to the city of Christchurch, everyone is slowly moving forward. We had Rosman, the drainage engineer from Woods, who is still working for SCIRT and enjoying his new role as that. Nigel is back at City Council, working on CBD projects. I'm back at Elliot Sinclair, working for SCIRT only as required, with 2 kids. Home life is busy but fun. We have Chris Scott, the man who pushed for 12D model to be the rebuild tool and managed all surveying at SCIRT, is now back at Becca as Christchurch survey manager. We have Adam Churchill. He has joined his father in business and is running his Christchurch survey office. Charlie Dixon, the engineer from City Council, is implementing new systems at SCIRT, as well as pushing the council to do more with their 12D model. And our newest member, Dan Winter of Cardinal, Dan has taken over the custody of SCIRT 12D systems, the CED, and its maintenance. So now hand you over to Dan and Charlie, who will present on the progress SCIRT has made and what it might take you to complete the rebuild.
Cool, good man. Thank you, Sam. Hi, my name's Dan Winter, I'm with Cardno Christchurch. I'm currently seconded to SCIRT in the role of 12D manager. I'm here today with Charlie Dixon to represent the SCIRT 12D team. The following will give you a brief insight into who SCIRT is, the timeline of works in progress thus far, a rundown on the vastness of the project, a number of innovative approaches to data management, and key tools to our success, before handing over to Charlie. Stronger Christchurch Infrastructure Rebuild Team, or SCIRT. SCIRT is an alliance between owner participants, non-owner participants, and enlists the services of dozens of subcontractors. SCIRT was established in September of 2011 as a transition from emergency response to recovery and rebuild. And come December 2016, the SCIRT database will be packaged up and handed back to the asset owners. As at the beginning of July 2014, design was 80% complete and overall construction at 43% complete. Progress to date in key areas. We have the Central City work at 61% complete. The Central City was prioritised and treated as one project, with the primary focus of repairing the heart of the city. The whole SCIRT program is 47% complete. We have 400 kilometres of wastewater pipes to be repaired or replaced. That's the distance from Brisbane to Coffs Harbour. Of that total, 40% is complete. We have local wastewater pressure systems being introduced into the worst affected areas as an innovative approach to future-proofing in the case of another event. To add to this, we have wastewater, stormwater and water supply pump stations, stormwater and water supply pipes, road pavement, bridges, culverts, retaining walls, and vacuum wastewater systems. At the peak of design, the SCIRT office housed a total of 300 staff, of which 180 were designers using 12D as their design tool. The combined design hours are in excess of 600,000. This is Christchurch City. And this is the area highlighted indicates where survey has been undertaken. This is that same area overlaid against Brisbane. The total survey undertaken for the designers of SCIRT has well exceeded 100,000 hours. This includes topographic survey, stormwater drainage network survey, and wastewater drainage network survey. And combined, over the two drainage networks, it equates to the survey of over 65,000 point assets. How we have managed this vast amount of data. To us, is 3 letters, CED, or the Central Engineering Database. The CED is numerous 12D projects containing links to the source data, which are updated regularly. The 12D team is responsible for the CED, which enables us to maintain one source, one point of truth for all information required for 12D design. The CED is comprised of survey data from 16 external survey consultants, 5 LiDAR datasets, GIS outputs of utilities including power, telecom, fibre optics and gas, etc., and the design from over 600 projects. The basis of the entire process is string naming. It is critical that all internal and external entities are using the same terminology and codes to allow automated management of the data. For example, the SCIRT map files and drainage.4D were provided to all external surveyors to allow self-validation prior to delivery. The image on screen shows the customized SCIRT drainage.4D. Imagine no grouping of 400 pit and pipe types. Attribution is key. It enables data to be traced from survey through design and construction to AsBuilt. With the large number of parties involved, it is critical that good standards are achieved and communicated well to all. Numerous documents have been made available for data structure and capture. Shown here are some images of field capture simplified interpretation. As the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Visibility of design, repair, action decisions was crucial for forward workload planning. And given that these decisions were stored in the 12D design, we developed a macro which normalized various methods of repair capture to enable a heavily attributed output of this data to GIS via SQL. Here we have a design string with repairs captured as pits. The data is run through the macro, resulting in points and lines reflecting the existing pipes. The repair pits having been removed and now stored as attributes on the line strings, ready for export to GIS. Final designs can be viewed in GIS web maps, and this is a dynamic link which 12D updates GIS on a weekly basis. Naming conventions and data attribution enabled the development of custom tools for design, data transfer, and to support business intelligent processes. I now invite Charlie, who is juggling the AsBuilt system, to tell you more.
Thanks, Dan. Innovation is defined as introducing something new. There are no qualifiers of how groundbreaking or world-shattering that needs to be. Only that it needs to be better than it was before. Existing AsBuilt requirements for the Christchurch City Council are no longer fit for purpose. These have led to inaccuracies and varying interpretations for data deliverables to Council. The aim of the SCIRT AsBuilt system is to clarify the requirements, standardise the process, simplify data capture, and speed up the process. So, SCIRT developed the Survey AsBuilt system. Its primary aim is to minimise error deliverables. It's worth noting that lessons have been learnt from the survey topo process developed by Survey Manager Chris Scott. Building upon that knowledge, we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. The system is made up of data capture in field, validation process, deliverables to GIS. Why so great? Because any contractor or foreman can capture data. The process: introduce a strict data flow which ensures there is one point of truth for revision control. The contractor uploads the SAT to SCIRT. It's loaded into 12D. A validation is carried out. If it doesn't comply, a report goes back to contractor for revision. If it complies, final AsBuilt drawings are created and delivery of data is made to GIS. AsBuilt macros are the heart of the process, engineered and developed by the 12D team. These are made up of the input AsBuilt macro, and the validation macro. 12D macros have greatly sped up the process. The Survey AsBuilt Guideline, or SAG, defines the requirements for the contractor and delivers the details and deliverables for wastewater, stormwater, and water supply networks. Compliance with the SAG is critical to the success of handover information to Council. It's continually being revised and is expanding. The original draft was 35 pages, and now it's over 120. Simplicity is in the use of an Excel template. The data includes all geospatial and attributed data for both points and lines. There are two components, geospatial data and attribute information. The outputs: a drainage network, geometry for all wastewater, stormwater, and reticulated systems, which are fully attributed, plots, GIS-friendly strings, and validation reports. A fully integrated drainage network with correct drainage flow, completely attributed where all segments are connected. This allows the automation of the drafting process and the ability to review data easily. The pits and pipes are attributed as required by the SAG. Creates complex geometry for pressure, vacuum, and reticulated water systems. Plots for review ensures data is easily identified by the contractor. Attributes enable us to highlight differences between design and AsBuilt. These are typically design changes, pipe types, and pipe grades. A segment number is a line reference in the SAT, and this ensures full traceability of data and speeds up the process. Another tool for review is using the perspective view for clash detection. Clearly indicates conflicts such as crossing pipes and null values. And this is also quick review. The validation report, simply what's different from the design to what's actually been constructed. A report is generated which highlights the differences: pit names, pit chord differences, pipe inverts and grades, comparing design grade to AsBuilt grades. The contractor is able to easily compare design data and AsBuilt data side by side in the AsBuilt report. The SCIRT system is here and has been proven in the SCIRT environment, and it's important not to stand still. Updates to guideline continue, such as new manufacturers, updates to specifications. Workshops continue to inform and update users. No surprises, and everyone's on the same page. The drafting process, our goal is to output directly from 12D, which is a closer step to the automation of the AsBuilt system. ADAC, as designed and as constructed, is an Australian standard for data capture, which is now available in 12D. SCIRT AsBuilt system can be modified to bring together our innovative capture with ADAC and can deliver an even more standardised process. It's my intention that we implement many of the systems into the Christchurch City Council environment. Currently, my time is split between SCIRT and Council. It would be a travesty if many of the systems aren't implemented, and I will be doing my utmost that that doesn't happen. The earthquake has highlighted the need for accurate intel. Better decisions can be made with accurate and consistent data. Maybe the earthquake has highlighted failings in our existing systems, and it's time to take action. And it's getting quite a bit later, isn't it? And we just want to thank you for your time. Come and see us during the conference, and all the best from the SCIRT team.